Statements that sound like truths can be dangerous indeed. Henry and I will briefly alert you to 8 such statements. Then you'll have time to discuss them more completely among yourselves.
Myth number 1, if I set boundaries, I'm being selfish. Boundaries don't turn us from other-centeredness to self-centeredness. Instead, boundaries actually increase our ability to care about others. Setting healthy boundaries is a matter of healthy stewardship of the life that God has given us, rather than ungodly selfishness. Selfishness has to do with a fixation on our wishes and desires to the exclusion of our responsibility to love others. Also, despite the fact that we have God's help, meeting our needs is basically our own job. Again, a matter of stewardship rather than self-centeredness.
Myth number 2, boundaries are a sign of disobedience. Many Christians fear that setting and keeping limits signals rebellion or disobedience, but the truth is life-changing. A lack of boundaries is often a sign of disobedience. While we find ourselves living under various authorities, our disobedience to them is ultimately disobedience to God. Yet, sometimes we have to disobey an unbiblical authority in order to obey God. Remember Acts 4:19 through 20. We must establish boundaries because, among other reasons, if we can't say no, we can't say yes. But an internal no nullifies an external yes. We must always say yes out of a heart of love. God doesn't want us to obey out of fear. He wants a response of love.
Myth number 3, if I begin setting boundaries, I will be hurt by others. Now, it's certainly possible that others will become angry at our boundaries and attack, or worse, withdraw from us. God never gave us the power or the right to control how others respond to our no. Neither can we manipulate people into swallowing our boundaries by sugarcoating them. Boundaries are litmus tests for the quality of our relationships. Those people in our lives who can respect our boundaries will accept our choices, our opinions, and our separateness. Those who can't respect our boundaries are telling us that they don't love our no. They will only love our yes, our compliance.
Myth number 4, if I set boundaries, I will hurt others. Appropriate boundaries don't control or attack or hurt anybody. Boundaries are not an offensive weapon, but a defensive tool. They simply prevent your treasures from being taken at the wrong time. Consider the fact that God tells us no quite often. He doesn't worry that His boundaries will injure us. He knows we're to take responsibility for our lives, and sometimes no helps us do just that.
Myth number 5, boundaries mean that I am angry. Quite often, when people begin telling the truth, setting limits, and taking responsibility, an angry cloud follows them around for a while. Now, boundaries themselves don't cause anger in us, but anger is, like all other emotions, a signal. Anger signals danger. It is a sign that we need to move forward to confront the threat. One of the things anger may be telling us is that our boundaries have been violated. But anger can also be a sign that we do not have a boundary. People with good boundaries are less angry than people without boundaries, who often feel angry because they are in a constant state of being violated. Finally, anger also provides us with a sense of power to solve a problem. Anger can therefore be an ally. See Jesus in John, the 2nd chapter, verses 13 through 17. It energizes us to protect ourselves, those we love, and our principles.
Myth number 6, when others set boundaries, it injures me. When being on the receiving end of boundaries is hurtful, we may vow never to hurt someone else by maintaining our own boundaries. Having someone say no to our request for support can leave a bad taste in our mouth. It can feel hurtful or rejecting or cold. It can be difficult to conceive of setting limits as being helpful or good. But if you want others to respect your boundaries, then you must be willing to respect the boundaries of others. One more note. If you feel hurt by other people's boundaries, that pain probably has to do with some old hurt rather than a present reality. If hearing no is really painful for you, that no may tap into old feelings of not feeling loved or cared for, and your pain may indicate a need to work through some old injuries from the past.
Myth number 7, boundaries cause feelings of guilt. One of the major obstacles to setting boundaries is our feeling of obligation. What do we owe our parents or anyone else who's loved us? What's appropriate and biblical and what isn't? All that's really needed in response to a gift is gratitude. The giver has no thought that the present will provide a return. It was simply provided because someone loved someone and wanted to do something for him or her. Period. One more note. God doesn't allow the issues of gratitude and boundaries to be confused, and neither should we. Our feelings of gratitude need not obligate us to fail to set boundaries with those who have given gifts to us.
Myth number 8, boundaries are permanent, and I'm afraid of burning my bridges. It's important to understand that your no is always subject to you. You own your boundaries. They don't own you. If you set limits with someone and she responds maturely and lovingly, you can renegotiate the boundary. In addition, you can change the boundary when you are in a safer place.